Hello and welcome to Dead Notes, a horror and cult film podcast. I am Kevin, and with me is the guy that's going to stretch the necks out of all your mama sweaters.
With my big ass head. I'm Alan, and we're talking about Fright Night 1985, which Kevin and I saw recently in the theater, and it was a lot of fun.
It was the Night Owl Theater version. It was awesome.
Which is funny because, this movie kind of circles around horror hosts, being that Peter Vincent is the horror host of the show Fright Night.
Yep.
So it came full circle.
Yeah, it was like a double.
But we walked in the theater and Kevin was talking about Chris Sarandon having a big head. And I never thought that.
Oh my
But
god, he's got a melon, dude. He has got such a melon. Man, I was working a booth at, I think it was Famous Monsters. It was in Butler, Pennsylvania. I was working an art booth for a friend of mine, and he was there, and he had like walked by, and that's literally all I saw. It was just this dome, dude. So yeah, that's
well,
where it sealed it for me. Now every time I watch the movie, I'm like, oh my god. And Princess
well,
Bride too. It's even bigger in Princess Bride for some reason.
I have to rewatch that and pay attention because I
Yeah,
never
it's
noticed.
fucking
I never thought
fucking
he had a big
huge.
head, but
Oh, you'll find
whatever.
out later that my point comes full circle.
Yeah, we noticed that in the theater too,
Yeah.
and it was pretty funny. But
Sorry,
I've been
Chris Sarandon.
watching.
You're awesome. I like you. You're great. But
Yeah,
still have a
yeah,
big ass
he's
head though.
great. He's great. Also, I do recommend a little movie he made called The Resurrected, which I recommend if you
Yeah.
haven't seen it. It's the it's yeah, anyway. I I never saw I watched the remake of Fright Night when it came out, but I hadn't watched it since then. And I rewatched it recently because we were doing this, and I didn't hate it, but it was unnecessary, I mean,
Yeah.
um Evil Ed's played by McLovin.
Yep.
But but I went on to
I
watch all the
refuse to
other
watch
ones.
it. I won't watch it.
You have never seen the remake?
Never. No. I wouldn't.
Hmm.
It was
Yeah,
like
it's not.
it was unnecessary, and I think it wasn't needed at all. And the same thing, they did the same thing with Night of the Demons. There's no reason for
Now
them to like remake that. I won't watch that either.
now I haven't
Kind of
seen
like
the
Texas
remake.
Chainsaw 4. Like it doesn't exist to me.
Yeah. I haven't watched the remake to Night of the Demons. Maybe I need
Yeah.
to put that on my list.
Don't do it.
I don't. It's just one of those things where they really didn't need to remake it, and
Yeah.
because the original still holds up.
Absolutely. They all do.
But
I love it.
they made a sequel to the original, which has
Mhm.
Roddy McDowell's in it, right?
Mhm.
He's and they were
We got
gonna make a
Charlie
third one.
and yeah.
They were gonna make a third one.
I didn't know that.
They Roddy McDowell and Tom Holland were supposed to have a meeting with Jose Menendez,
Oh
the
yeah.
chairman of live entertainment, and a
Right.
little a situation happened that put the third one in limbo, which is the Jose Menendez was killed by his children.
Right. Yeah. See, I didn't know that. That's fucking crazy.
Yep, that's why we don't have a Fright Night Part 3.
But also, Uncle Rico is the werewolf in Fright Night Part 2,
Yep,
and he's also the werewolf in Monster Squad.
who has nards.
Uncle
Something
Rico.
that came something that came up and when we saw this in the theater was Evil Ed. right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now, hold on a second. Because Evil Ed kind of dies in the first one, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean,
at
he's dead.
yeah, but it kind of if you watch it to the end, you would think he was going to be in the sequel,
Yeah.
but
You would. I don't
he,
know.
but well, because you hear him laughing at the end, right?
Yeah,
So
you
you
do.
assume. But Stephen Jeffries, if that's how you say it, Jeffries, he became like a thespian, you know.
Hmm.
I believe he was quoted as saying, "Art is not a mirror to reflect reality, but a hammer with which to shape it." So he went on to do more serious movies,
Yeah,
Uh,
he did.
he didn't want to deal with these silly little 80s horror movies. So
He
I'll
had to go
I'll
on.
I'll I'll read off a couple of his follow-up movies and see if you can guess.
Sounds good.
See, okay. Let me start with an easy one. Let me start with one that's a little less obvious. So he did Hole in the Wall. That's one he was credited for. And
Can we
it
get a
gets
description? That's pretty vague.
no, I'm not going to describe it because that would give it away.
Yeah. Okay.
But then he did one called Seaman Training Day, right?
Right.
And there's one called Leather Buddies. but I'll read off a couple of these. I'm not going to. So he did Virtual Stud,
Holy.
um Butt Blazer, Butt Machine Boys, Latin Crotch Rockets, Buff and Gay,
That's
um,
yeah. That's not as fun sounding as the rest of them.
The Cockpit. You know,
That one sounds good.
if you'd like to see some follow up movies that Stephen Jeffries did, look those up. you, but well, okay, a little a little context here was we were in the theater watching this and I we I don't remember if yeah, we knew beforehand that what he had went on to do. And
Yeah,
I
because we were
looked
gonna see if they would talk about it, or like, do you think
Fritz.
Night I was gonna yeah, Fritz is gonna talk about his other pursuits.
Yeah, Fritz is a local horror host in Ohio. Just if
Yeah, he just yeah. He did the
but
exact same
in the
things they all do.
so I googled it
In the middle of
while
the
we were in the
theater.
theater. While we were in the theater and exposed Kevin to pictures of Stephen Jeffries. which which by all means Google it, but leave
Yeah.
your you know keep
Turn
it
the safety
blurred.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, keep the safety on.
Or turn it off. Fuck it.
But
2025.
anyway, I'm just saying, if you're bored and you want to see something exciting, you can always look up Butt Machine Boys
Yeah.
starring Stephen Jeffries. Oh
Awesome.
man.
All right.
Talking about horror hosts, let's get to Roddy McDowell,
Yes.
who I don't know him. I'm not a huge follower of Roddy McDowell. I just know him as from Planet of the Apes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. My
And
mom was always like, anything that I don't know all of his stuff either or whatever, but like, my mom always talked about him because I think that was her TV crush
yeah.
growing up.
Yeah, I think he was Cornelius, and then later on
Hmm.
he went on to play someone else. I don't know in the later movies. But his character Peter Vincent is like a tribute to Peter Cushing and Vincent Price, because
Hmm.
they tried to get Vincent Price to play that part originally, but uh
Yeah,
he
he was
what
busy
for
doing
whatever
Dead
reason.
Heat.
Yeah, yeah.
I got better things to do.
But in the book for this, I didn't read it, but I do know in the book they say Peter Vincent's real name, and I just wrote it down because I thought it was funny. It's Herbert McCulloughy.
Yeah, McCooley. Yeah,
So Peter Vincent's real name, keep that in mind, is Herbert McCulloughy. He auditioned for a bit part in a horror movie and instead got the lead role, so he changed his name to Peter Vincent,
that's right.
which is much cooler than Herbert McCulloughy
Yeah,
in his
yeah,
defense.
not intimidating enough.
But that's enough shit talk.
But him,
I just wanted to mention the Latin crotch rockets and the cockpit and leather buddies,
letter.
buff and gay,
I will tell you,
virtual
there's
stud.
probably. Oh my god!
Kevin, put your pen and paper down.
Right.
He's like, remember to Google later.
Yeah, Google. I'm doing it right now. I'm
Yep.
blasting this. So we open up to like the horror show that they're watching or kind of watching, and the fact that I've always noticed this of him holding that steak backwards. Like I
Yeah.
always wondered why. Did they do it intentionally, or was it whatever? Fuck it, we're just gonna leave it in there.
Well, I think that was Roddy McDowall's choice because since they originally wanted Vincent Price for this part, he was like, "No, I'm going to take it and I'm going to make it a failed terrible actor," and that was just his
Oh, okay. So
that
that's
was
kind
like
of like the.
his little thing, like this guy's a fucking idiot. you know.
Oh,
That's what I
okay.
think, you
That's a
know.
silly. Yeah, that's okay.
And Charlie and Marcy Darcy are making out on the floor next to the bed, you know.
Oh yeah.
And say what you want, but well, okay. And here in this they say they've been together for a year, but in the book apparently they clarify that they've only been together for 3 months, which makes more sense because they haven't had sex yet, right?
Right.
And but I will say she stops so he can watch Fright Night. Relationship goals, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Like you gonna sounds good to me.
Yeah. I mean, respectful of his time with Peter Vincent.
Yeah, she's like, don't you want to watch Fright Night? That sounds good, man. You know. and the doesn't he get yeah, they're talking about like they're watching TV. I was wondering like when this started out because you hear like the kissing going on. I don't know, is that the movie that he's watching or was that them?
I thought that
Y-
too, like because it's almost like the vampire like sucking blood or something, but I don't know. I was wondering if they put it in for them. I was like, God damn.
But when Amy leaves, Charlie's mom downstairs, she's that's she if this were like role reversed, this movie would be completely different because Charlie's mom is like, "Get
Annexed
yours,
out.
Charlie." She's like excited that she knows that Charlie and Amy were upstairs and that there was possibly sex happening.
Well, see,
And
they're up there and they're fucking around, and he keeps trying to go. He's trying to go for her boobies, and then she gets all pissed at him, and then then she like is getting herself all ready. She's like, "Okay, I think I'm ready to do this," and he's looking out the window, and he sees them carrying the casket, and he's like, "Amy,
yeah,
you'll never believe this, but look at the size of his head."
yeah, she had her shirt off at that point,
Yeah,
just down
she's
to the
ready.
bra, right?
Yeah, she's
And
ready.
it was too late. He's like,
Yeah.
"Nope,
Yep.
big head over here is moving around, classic bobblehead."
He's-
The bobblehead vampire is over here moving around, classic furnishings. Bobblehead Jerry.
God damn, Amy, look at the size of his head. Oh my god. Yeah, so she gets all fucking pissed and storms out of the room. And yeah, they run into this mom who's just, yeah, get it,
Thirsty.
Charlie. Yeah.
Mom's thirsty.
Yeah.
She Charlie.
She's on them happy pills too.
Oh yeah, she knows that Charlie was she assumed Charlie had fucked Amy,
Mm-hmm.
basically, right? But the news report on the TV is talking about the murdered kid behind the railroad yards,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then it cuts to Evil Ed at school. So you get introduced to Evil Ed, which
Yep.
is our thespian.
Yes.
Who
His
who I don't
who is his leather buddy. And
leather buddy
and
Stephen
Evil's
Joffrey.
Evil's wearing like a Thriller jacket t-shirt.
I I love his voice though. I'm surprised he wasn't in more movies.
Oh, you're so cool, Brewster.
I'm surprised he
He
had to
definitely
go
plays that like side wild character, I mean, he was 976 Evil, he was like the same but more nerdy. And he played
when
I
I
like
was
that movie a lot too.
yeah, when I was a kid I thought that was like an offshoot of Fright Night.
Yeah.
976 Evil. Cuz
Yeah.
I mean, it's evil,
Yeah.
and I'm
It's what he
stupid.
went on to do before his thespian days. It's what turned
Yeah,
him.
before he became a artist. Before
Yeah.
he became a true artist.
Right. Yeah. Before he became a ass
But
blaster.
a,
Leather
a
buddy.
fan of docking, sir.
Yes.
But that car that Charlie's driving, I wondered why they never mentioned why it has all the primer paint all over it.
I think that's just because like it's just an old, which is weird. It's like a car that he's working on, I would think.
Well, it's just weird that they never mention it, but that's Tom Holland's car, the director. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, so he must have just had a rusty ass car
Yeah.
and Mustang and got the local fellas to patch it up and was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Put it in the movie. They never mention it. I just thought that was weird.
It's probably because it wasn't really anything other than they're like, fuck it, let's just save some money.
He runs
Give him my
into
car.
the escort, hooker, whatever, lady of the night, whatever you want to call her.
Yeah,
Clearly,
she's looking for
not wearing a bra.
yeah. She comes
At
up to the
least
wrong
I
house,
noticed.
She comes up to
Yeah.
Charlie's house and she's looking for 99 oak, and like you would be like, why yes, this is 99 oak.
Yep, you've you've arrived.
You've arrived.
Congratulations.
Let me help you. That's what you'd be doing. And then
Charlie's
it
mom.
would turn into a whole thing because now he'd be all pissed because he's taken all of his victims.
Yeah, the movie would be a lot shorter. I'd take the numbers off his mailbox and put it on mine. Like, I don't need to
uh
call these hoes. Charlie's
Oh.
mom, in the meantime, maligns Jerry
Mhm.
because of what's his name? The fucking guy that the live-in guy that he
Oh,
has living in
Jonathan? John?
Jonathan? Is
Yeah.
that it?
Kmart Bill Paxton. Yeah.
Kmart Bill Paxton. he he well, Charlie's mom says the neighbor has a live-in carpenter, and
Yeah.
she says, "Just my luck, he's probably gay."
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Man, his mom is like she
Thirsty.
loves yeah, she
She
loves them
wants
pills, man.
yeah,
She's on them Xanax or
Billy.
something.
Billy, that's his name, Billy Cole.
Billy Cole, yeah. Oh, Jonathan Starks who plays him. Yeah. Billy. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Billy.
Oh, Billy.
Yeah, because I was trying to figure out what the fuck he was because, he's out in the daylight and
He's
he's
the familiar.
kind. Well, yeah, but normally a familiar is just a human, right?
Well, that's what he
But
is, kinda. He's like a ghoul, maybe. I don't know.
yeah, I mean um
He's like
except
the I think maybe he's like the Renfield. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
here's the thing though, like
Halfway turned.
this is from the book, which I didn't read. But Jerry is supposed to be 400 years old at
Mhm.
least, and Billy is 113.
Oh,
And it says,
he likes
although
him
not a
young.
vampire, it says he's not a vampire, he's not a human. He does eat and drink, and the book implies that he's a necrophiliac, which is fucked up because it's like
Oh,
if
man.
Jerry kills you, Billy's gonna fuck you.
Well, yeah, when he's done with him, he probably fucks him before he ditches him, right? I mean,
Yeah.
where are those scenes
It's
at?
like that's just fucked up. It's like if a
Sloppy
double whammy.
seconds. He gets Jerry sloppy seconds.
But at the end of the movie when, you kind of we'll get to that. But yeah, Charlie or Billy is not a human. He's
Yeah.
something though.
Yeah. I think it's like a ghoul. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we're supposed to look
In
too
the
far into that end of it, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, you're
I think it's
supposed to
like,
go whatever.
whatever. I think it's cool though.
Whatever.
It's a twist on it though. I think it's neat because he takes
What?
care of everything during the day and all that stuff.
Where are they in this next scene? Are they at a restaurant? Are they at school? Where are they? I couldn't make sense of it.
Well, why is
'Cause
everybody always wearing suspenders in this movie too?
hold day pants up.
No one wears a fucking belt. There's no belts in this movie, like except for Charlie. But I think this is because he's onto something.
Man, come on. If I could pull it off, I'd be wearing suspenders. That's
Yeah,
the
I don't
shit.
know where
You
they're.
got
I
nothing.
want to think that they're like at like a restaurant or something, but
It looks like the restaurant and it looks kind of like the restaurant in Back to the Future, something like that.
or maybe it's just that's their
I,
cafeteria.
I just can't make any sense of it. But this is
Yeah,
where
that's
you
weird.
get the probably one of the most famous lines from the movie from our thespian. He says the "You're so cool, Brewster. You're
Yeah,
so cool, Brewster."
yeah. He's like,
And Charlie gets Sloppy Joe to the face because he's insensitive or something. I don't know. I
he
can't make
wasn't paying
sense of this scene.
attention. Well,
Yeah, he wasn't paying.
he's so preoccupied with like these murders because he just saw some boobies the night before, So he's like,
Oh
"What the
yeah.
fuck?"
Well,
Or he hears the
he
scream
sees.
rather.
Yeah, I was gonna say he sees the
Yeah,
boobies that night.
yeah. That
Because
night,
it
he
turns.
hears the scream the other night or whatever.
But
I don't know.
they got like the cellar door, on the outside, like the old houses used to have. I haven't seen
Hmm.
that in quite a while, but uh Charlie is fucking snooping around Jerry's house and Billy catches him, scares him away.
Hey,
That's
kid.
fucked up, man. I mean, I would have called the police on him.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Like, get out of
Trying to
here.
sneak in. Yeah. But
he's checking out where he can get in to steal all their copper pipes.
he's like, I can buy some crack with that. Charlie's a crackhead.
Yeah, Charlie's. Yeah. He's on that fent.
You know, when he falls asleep because he's sitting there with binoculars watching Jerry's house. When he falls asleep, it kind of turns into risky business for a minute. The music they're playing,
Yeah.
and Jerry's just posted up in the window making out with the girl and shows her boobs. Oh my God. But the fucking music they're playing is so funny.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome.
It's like,
and it shows his Arsenio Hall fingers.
Oh yeah, those long ass fucking.
I was watching this with my cousin. He said that it's a coke nail for every day of the week.
He'll poke you in the belly button from the inside.
Which I think he does that to fucking Amy Peterson later on in the movie, but we'll go into that later. I don't know if you noticed it or not, but
he finger fucks her with those long ass fingers.
Yeah, well, when we get to it, I'll let you know, because I don't know if that's what happened. There's like a weird scene, but we'll get into it.
Charlie, how old is Charlie? I would say in real life he looks like he's in his mid-20s, but he's supposed to be like 17 or something in this movie, right?
Yeah, I'd say
maybe
he's about
16.
17. Yeah,
he's driving, so he's at least 16.
Yeah,
but he's clearly not. But he's hiding in the bushes watching Jerry like a little kid.
Yeah, playing with his cars.
I love that his mom fucking blows his cover.
Oh, I know.
He's like, Billy, or no, Charlie, what are you doing? Jerry throws the apple at him.
Yeah.
Which Jerry was eating, by the way. I love that. That's Jerry's power play.
Yeah. He's like, bitch.
Bitch, I see you. He goes running in the house. But, he tries to convince everybody that Jerry's a vampire, but you know how that would go. I mean, even in real life, how that would go over if I was like, Kevin, your wife's a vampire.
And I'd be like, you're telling me.
Yep. And of course he calls the fucking police on Jerry. What kind of a dumbass move is that?
Oh yeah, I mean, even if let's say that he really was a vampire, because he is, but the last thing I want to do is hit that fucking hornet's nest. You know what I'm saying? I just let him do his shit.
And this was the 80s, right? And Charlie's mom thinks that Jerry and Billy are gay. Well, yeah. I'll tell you, in the 80s, if you called the police, I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer is proof that when they find out that there's something gay happening, they're like, well, we got other things to do. Sorry.
Yeah,
we don't want to deal
worse
with
than
this.
It's worse than it being a vampire to them.
Yeah, they're like, I thought we was just dealing with vampires. Now you're telling me they're gays?
Now you're telling me we got some sweet boys? some ass blasters? Some leather buddies?
Oh, Billy. Billy Bear.
Yeah, he likes them young too. If he's only like, what did you say, 113 or something?
113. He's like a kid, man.
Yeah, he's baby faced though. That's why he likes him.
He's a cradle robber. That Jerry.
He's the old man from Family Guy.
And
Oh,
I
okay.
can't make sense. I can't make sense of this. Okay, so are are Charlie and Jerry friends? Are they supposed to be friends?
What they're trying to put off? Like what
Well,
their cover basically?
no, or Charlie and Evil.
Oh,
I
evil. Okay,
mean,
I thought you said Jerry and Billy. I
yeah,
was
I
like, I
did
mean, we could, yeah.
because
'Cause you
I'm
think you're
stupid.
thinking about his head's pretty big, so
Yeah.
it just gets in the way
Are
of everything
is
else we want
Charlie
to
and
talk about.
Evil Are Charlie and Evil friends in this movie? Because it doesn't seem like it.
I mean, I think they're friends. You know, they just like to fucking. He just likes to poke Charlie. You know, I think they're like a little
Uh,
friends group.
yeah, it seems like it could go either way. Like they seem like they were childhood friends, or
Yeah.
they fucking hate each other because they don't seem like
Well, Evil fucks
they
with him like constantly, like because he knows he's fucking, you know, out there, and he's gonna play along with it. I would do it to you. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, man, you're gonna need this fucking garlic."
Yeah, because he
It's
goes to
just
Evil for help. He goes to Evil for help, and Evil just tells him all the
all
regular
the
vampire
bullshit.
shit.
Yeah,
It's like, get get you a steak, get you
yeah.
some garlic, some holy water.
He gives him the rundown.
I
Yeah,
love that.
and then he pays him $8.
Yeah, I love that he pays him $8 because nowadays it'd be like, get fucked. you know, but $8 in the '80s was a lot of money. That's like $30 now.
Yeah. Oh my god. So fucking
He says,
funny. But yeah, I think the Evil is genuinely like trying to just go on this ride with Charlie. He just seems like that type of friend, you know? Like, oh fuck it, I'll go along with this, you know?
Yeah, I guess they have typical friendship where they just cut each other down for fun,
Yeah.
you know. But, we talked about Charlie's mom wanting that wanting that vitamin D that Jerry's and of course, who lets Jerry in the fucking house?
His mom.
What and
Oh,
yeah, he's like in front of his mom threatening him. He's like,
oh
"I'm gonna
yeah.
stop over whenever the fuck I feel like it,
I'm gonna
as
be
long
over
as your
this.
mom."
As long as your mom don't care. I'm gonna be up there stretching out all the necks in her turtlenecks.
He's like, "I'm gonna be upstairs gaping your mom out."
I'm gonna be stretching out her neck.
Yep. Yeah, and does he wait? Does he wait? Yeah, he wakes
And
up
then
hearing the
he's
foot.
like, then Billy's gonna come over and fuck her too.
Yeah, after she's dead. Except, uh, Jerry really doesn't kill. He has like several opportunities to kill Charlie in this movie, and
Hmm.
apparently in the book, which I didn't read, apparently in the book they go into that because, or Chris Sarandon said that it it shows Jerry's humanity that he doesn't want to just kill people. That's why he keeps letting Charlie live. But
Hmm.
whatever.
He's letting him draw his own fate, basically.
I would say that's part of screenwriting where
Yeah.
You let Charlie live and the movie goes on for an hour and a half instead of 30 minutes.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. Because he goes and I didn't understand why when he got into the house that night why he broke the door to the mom's room, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But it seems like in retrospect that he did it just so she doesn't come out and interrupt
Yeah.
him or see him.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Well, clearly
I'd never
she's out, dude. Like she ain't hearing shit. So yeah, as soon as she wakes up, she ain't gonna get out of her room.
He stabs him with the pencil, though.
Yeah.
When Jerry turns into a vampire, his voice, they put like, I wish I had the effect because he's like, "Oh, like he's talking." Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's how he laughs.
After I kill your mother, I'm going.
Yeah.
After I kill you, Billy's coming over to bang your dead mother. He's like Herman Munster.
That's
He gets stabbed in the hand and he's like, darn, 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 darn.
darn, 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 darn.
But I suppose
shit.
it's better than, like, at least he's not going, hello, I'm a vampire.
Yeah.
He just talks like a regular guy, but then when he turns into
But
a
he still talks
vampire,
like a regular guy while they mod his voice, which is funny too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah, he's just
speaking
got he goes from
speaking
Jerry
jive.
Dandridge. Yeah, I was gonna say he goes from Jerry Dandridge to Barry White.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I fucking love that this is a movie with a vampire that calls him on the phone and he's like, I'm gonna get you, bitch.
I destroyed your car too.
Yeah. And by the way, I
slashed your tires.
Like, did you see the car before you fucked it up? It was already fucked up.
Too much. I put that salt in that gas tank. It's out there pulling pranks.
I put that sugar in your tank like Evil has.
I drew dicks all over your windows in the dirt. He goes out, there's dicks all over his dirt.
That would be funny if that was the move. Like, he's like, I just drew dicks all over your car.
He wrote "Watch me" really big.
He put a sticker for leather buddies on it.
He's like, and that one's from Billy.
Yeah, you got
he never going to see it.
Leather buddies.
This will really get him in. He will know he got it on his car, and everybody gonna be laughing at him.
You know what? Is Charlie simple? Like, because when he's,
are you talking like, is he slow?
Yeah, because he sees Peter Vincent on TV and he's like, he's a vampire killer. Like, he decides to call him for help because he plays a vampire killer in the movie.
Good evening, horror fans. Did you know there are a lot of people who do not believe in vampires? But I do, because I know they exist. I have fought them in all their guises. Man, wolves, bats, and I have always won. That is why they call me the Great Vampire Killer.
I do like that scene, just to go back a second. Like, I do like that scene a lot because after Jerry calls and tells him that fucking talk shit to him, it's like right when he hangs up, it like cuts to like Peter Vincent on television doing his thing. I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, I would have been funny if when Jerry called him, he just went, like just fucking perv called him. and that went on for like weeks.
Yeah. He starts trying to do like fucking Jerky Boys fucking skits.
Yeah. Because he's 400 years old. He's got nothing but time.
Yeah. He's like, I've been working on these jokes for a long time.
He spends like 4 more months just calling him every day going, And Charlie's like, I know it's you, Jerry. I can see you.
He's just staring at him through the window.
You gotta close your curtains, dickhead.
Yeah.
You
Oh my
fucking
God.
dickhead. Hey, fuck
Oh my
him.
God.
He's like, I got some of Evil's baby oil over here.
Is your refrigerator running?
That would be hilarious. He just calls him up and does some bullshit prank calls like that.
Yeah. From the 50s.
You better catch it.
You better catch it.
Blah.
Yeah. Oh,
It'd be
shit.
funny to see a movie like if they did this now. You know, because they made the remake so serious. It'd be funny if they redid it and they made it to where Jerry was completely immature,
Yeah.
and he watched
Just fifth
and
grade
he did,
humor.
like, and he did impressions of vampires. Like, he calls Charlie up and he's like, boy, a vampire living next door to you. You know? I'm
And he
coming
starts
to
laughing
suck
and
your
hangs up.
blood. Yeah, he's
Fifth grade
just
humor.
completely immature.
Yeah.
That would be funny, like self-aware vampire.
Yeah.
He jokes about it because it would cover him, you know, like nobody would believe that he's a vampire because he's always walking around going, I'm a vampire.
Yeah, no one would believe him, so he'd get away. He'd be hiding in plain sight.
He'd get away with everything, and all the
Yeah.
while he's going, I killed that guy and drank his blood because
They're
I'm
like,
a vampire.
Jerry's up to his shit again.
Jerry, stop.
Get this man some
Like,
fruit.
yeah, get him a fucking kiwi. He won't come out of the house. He won't come out of the house until night, but they still never catch on because they just think he's stupid. He's like, hey, you cannot come out in the sun because it will burn me.
Yeah.
They're like, Jerry, you're so stupid.
They find that girl
Hey.
yet.
When I turn you into a vampire, your boobies will grow. Oh, yeah, that's a spoiler.
Yeah.
But, yeah, anyway. Charlie goes to get Peter Vincent's help because Charlie's simple, right?
Right. Yeah.
He's
He
like,
goes there and he's like, he looks at him like, he's like, are you okay, child?
and he's got the typical, like, 80s I've been fired box.
Mm-hmm.
This is my box of stuff from my desk. You bitch.
He even tries to convince him that he's not really a vampire hunter.
Yeah. Charlie's like, no, you are. You are. Come on, you are. I know you are. Right?
Yeah.
It's like he told you he's not a fucking vampire hunter, and you still pursue him.
Mr. Vincent, you have to believe me. I'm telling the truth. Come on, you just said you believe in vampires.
I lied.
He is stupid, right?
I think it's correct. Yeah, I think he's just simple. And that's why he's so hung up on this. And they're like, he probably did this with like another person thinking that they're like a werewolf or something too. They're like, we got to follow him again.
He's like, you know that guy from
He's just got a
American
big
Pickers?
imagination.
Mike Wolf. Mike Wolf.
Yeah.
You know, when they walk in, when Evil and Amy show up at Charlie's house and find him fucking sharpening steaks and shit.
He's in
wouldn't
there
that be the
sharpening a bunch
moment-
of pencils.
Yeah, wouldn't that be the time where you're like, this motherfucker's crazy?
Yeah. Oh,
You need
yeah.
to call
I mean,
somebody.
yeah. Where's his mom?
And Charlie should be like, "Why are you two hanging out?"
Yeah.
I saw evil schlong.
Oh my god. So yeah, they've realized he's all fucked, you know. So they go find Peter Vincent, just try to talk him into going along with a little scheme to get Charlie out of his head.
Yeah, he's the when they go to get Peter Vincent's help, it's like they're admitting like we know he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Instead of getting like real help, they go to get the fucking horror host guy. What I don't
They're
know.
like, listen, he
how-
only has like a 5th grade education. You know, his mom puts us in charge of him to make sure that he's going to be okay, especially when he's not wearing his
But
helmet.
yeah, when he's not wearing his bubble wrap and helmet.
His helmet.
But as luck would have it, Peter's life is falling apart too
Yep.
because he has an eviction notice. And Amy's like, I got $500. How much do you think $500 is today? That's got to be like $1,500, right?
Yeah, probably. His eviction notice was stabbed onto his door with a stake.
Was good to kill a vampire.
Oh fuck. So yeah,
I
they
love that.
they come up with this fucking plan.
Well, I love that at Jerry's house, it's like, you know, when we talked about Near Dark, how they never seemed to know what fucking time it was.
Yeah.
I think Jerry watched that movie because his walls are covered in clocks.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't
I'm
fucking
not
around
going
again.
to make that fucking mistake. His walls are completely covered.
Yep.
And he convinces him to drink the fake holy water, right?
Yeah. He puts it up to the fire. Like, I always wonder why he did it. And then I was like, can he see that it's blessed? You know, like if he's like looking at it through the fire, you know, he sees the little like flakes of like sperm in there from the priest or whatever.
Sees the priest duck butter in it.
Yeah.
I scraped this from between my penis skin.
They all fucking dock their dicks in the water, and he's just making sure there's no like nothing, no floaties.
Oh, I bet a priest has some real cottage cheese going on.
Yeah, he tea bags the water. That's how I've run into this problem before.
Yeah, if I were Jerry, I would have taken the lid off and shook it with my finger over the top to tell if it was holy water instead of trusting.
Yeah, see if it just gave you a blister.
Yeah, see if it burned my finger a little bit before I drank it. But he's like, well, I guess I'll trust this guy. Yeah. Fuck that. You live for 400 years and that's how you do it? Nope. I'd have to test that out first, wouldn't you?
I'd make Billy drink some of it.
Yeah. Try this, Billy. He'd go, I'm not a vampire, dickhead. I'm a necrophiliac. What?
And a gay carpenter.
I'm the gay carpenter necrophiliac. But of course, Peter pulls his little. Why has he got that mirror? He's got like a makeup mirror.
Yeah. Yeah, I did find that to be kind of strange. Like maybe he just needed to do a bump or something.
Oh yeah, I guess that would make sense. Maybe he got a little shiny and had to powder himself up.
Yeah. I was talking about cocaine, but yeah, that works too.
Right. I know what you're talking. I knew what you were talking about. I just figure maybe he's like, I'm shiny.
Yeah.
He's
I need a blot.
Yeah, I need to powder myself so I don't shine on the cameras.
Oh my god,
I don't
yeah.
know.
So like they look. So he drops his mirror. Why does he drop his mirror though? Because Jerry's fucking big ass head creeped up behind
Jerry
him.
Well, he expected to see Jerry's big
Yeah.
ass head, but Jerry's big ass head wasn't in the mirror. He was like, it would be shocking.
Yeah.
Uh, You know, that's when Peter realizes that Jerry is a vampire.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, oh
He
shit.
he was like, I'm going home. Fuck you guys. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
He fucking leaves him damn near. He's like, I'm out.
And of course, after they leave, the little piece of mirror that fell to the ground, Jerry
Mm-hmm.
steps on. At
Yep.
least, imagine, like, because if it were me, I'd be walking around barefooted in my house. I'd go kill that motherfucker instantly if you leave a shard of glass on my floor, because that would be sticking right up through my foot. But
That's
for
really why he
whatever
gets pissed,
reason,
because he stepped on.
it went through his big
Oh.
toe.
Yeah.
Fucking bitch.
And he starts going, oh, like he did when he got the pencil through his hand.
He turns into Barry White.
Oh.
Fucking poke me in my toe. Oh, and
So,
still at this point in the movie, I still haven't noticed that Jerry's head was big.
mhm.
I think Kevin is I don't know. I think you might. At this point, I thought maybe you were just still picking on him, but we're coming up to. we're getting there.
Yep. So they all they're walking Amy home, right? And because Jerry drew dicks all over Charlie's car, and he doesn't want to drive it, around town or anything. So they're walking Amy home, and the fucking Jerry starts following them. They're like
Well,
walking
they
in the middle of
split.
like a downtown or something. Like all of a sudden, they're
Yeah.
went from a neighborhood into like the hard streets of New York.
Well, Evil decides he wants to go home, and for some reason, he's got to go down an alley, a dark alley.
Yeah, how's that?
Because
Yeah.
you know how that is. It's because
Well, he calls him out. He was like, he's not a vampire, He's like done with it. He's like, I'm going home, So he just pieces out.
Well, it's one of those things where it's kind of like the haunted house thing. Like, yeah, I don't personally believe in ghosts, but I still don't want to stay the night in a haunted house because there's homeless people and wild
Yeah.
animals. So I'm not, just because Jerry's not a vampire doesn't mean that you can safely walk down a dark alley. That's not how
Right.
that works.
Yep.
Right? But he does it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And
You don't believe in
Charlie's
shit.
like, well, Charlie's like, well, fuck him. That's what he
Yeah,
wants to do.
basically. Yeah.
But
Oh,
Evil
shit.
does get attacked.
Mhm.
And this is the first time I noticed the long fingers. Because he's
Yeah.
got like 4 knuckles on each finger.
He does. And that's like basically he's showing Evil like his next career move. He opens his coat.
He's like, bend
This is
over.
this is how you're gonna be
Bend
coming.
over.
Yeah, I will show you a thespian.
Do you want to be my leather buddy?
You're going to be my ass blaster for Billy.
You want to be my sweaty little leather buddy? Yeah, he sees those big fingers and he's like, yep,
I'm in.
I'm in. Let's do this. But this.
You had me at hello.
Yeah. You know what, though? I mean, I really don't understand why he didn't do more horror movies, because Stephen Jeffries, Evil
Hmm.
Ed,
Yeah,
I'm surprised he had to do what he did, because I mean, I don't know, I
he
guess
was
maybe
awesome.
he just liked it.
Everything. Yeah,
Maybe he was just into it,
yeah. I mean, it's true.
doing porn. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, being a thespian.
yeah. I mean, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Because yeah, because he's seemed like a someone that would have been in more of these 80s horror movies just because of his voice and his look.
Hmm.
But I guess he just figured after this was over, he was like, you know what, that fucking makeup that they put on me. Well, I guess there are a couple little behind the scenes tidbits where, like, when he was the werewolf,
Hmm.
and they put all that goop in his mouth. Apparently, there was like an epoxy in there or something that glued his fucking mouth shut.
Are you
So yeah,
serious?
so maybe he was like, I'm gonna fucking go do
I want to go
be
get
more
other
of.
things in my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to think of a way to
My
say it.
my
Like,
mouth's not built for this anymore. I'm gonna go to where it's really gonna be appreciated.
yeah, I want goo, not glue.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like 8 hours in a fucking chair. I can shoot a scene in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Bring me my money. So maybe it was the move. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. So there
But
after he moves on to his next career, Charlie and Amy are running as well from Jerry at this point because he's just going ham on everybody at this point. But he really wants Amy. That's who he's like really after because he had that painting of her.
yeah, we
Weirdly
forgot to
enough.
mention that the
Oh yeah,
painting. He had a painting of Marcy Darcy in his house.
yeah, yeah. Marcy, yeah,
He
he had a painting
he
of Marcy Darcy.
he was a fan of
Married
Married
with
with
Children.
Children, and
Yeah,
he had a Marcy Darcy painting in his house.
yeah.
And he was like, "Bitch, you look like Marcy." Or, "Bitch, you look just like this fucking Marcy Darcy." But, and when we saw this in the theater, this was the scene, like, we could not stop laughing because um this was completely unrelated. We had no fucking Kevin didn't even think this was he didn't even have this in his head when he mentioned that Chris Sarandon has a big head. but, but when we got to this scene and he shows up with the sweater on and the neck is all stretched out on it, we were fucking dying laughing about this. I'm sure I'm sure everyone in the theater was like, "What the fuck are they laughing about?"
Yeah,
Because
dude, it was awesome.
Kevin had just went on about how big Chris Sarandon's head is, and then his fucking sweater in the dance scene. The neck couldn't be more stretched out.
It was damn near sitting on his shoulders.
That was so fucking funny. And this is
Incredible.
where, like, they have Marcy painted up like she's 40 years old. For whatever reason.
He's got her painted up. And we look above it, and there's this picture of Jerry standing next to the fountain from Married with Children because he's like this huge fan.
The music starts, it's like, "Love and marriage, love
Yeah,
and marriage
that's
go
what starts
together
playing.
like a horse and carriage.
He's like, "Oh, I love this show."
I love this fucking show. I I really like this show." And Marcy's He's a star fucker. He's just with her
Yeah.
because she looks like Marcy from Married with Children.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. The whole
Yep.
scenario.
Yep. Don't use don't use clothes hangers. Don't put your sweaters on a clothes hanger. It'll stretch the necks out or squeeze your giant bulbous head through the neck hole. If you need he could start a business. Is your head too big to fit through your sweater? Bring it to Jerry Dandridge's sweater neck stretch whatever the fuck. I will stretch your sweater out so your head will fit right through it.
I'll make it breathable.
I
We
put
did
this
miss the
big ass
part.
giant bobblehead.
We
Jerry
did.
bobblehead.
It's just a regular like statue.
Oh man, I gotta look and see if they make one of those, a Jerry Dandridge bobblehead.
Yeah.
It'll be true to life scale.
Yeah. It's just a normal sculpture.
It's just normal. It's like that's not a bobblehead.
We did miss the part where Evil goes to Peter's apartment.
No, that
After
was
he gets-
after the dance club. That's after.
Was
the
it in
dance club.
between? Because I thought because he had turned him and then he went.
Oh yeah, it's kind of they bounce. They kind of
Yeah, it bounced.
between.
Yeah, because he's ended up. He gets burned in the forehead, which one of the most like best freeze frame shots ever. Like his makeup looks so badass.
What have you done to me? Back! Ow! Ow! The master will kill you for this, but not fast. Slowly. Oh, so slowly.
Yeah, it's iconic for sure. I think mostly because of his teeth, because he's got the most wild fucking vampire teeth.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And they should have ADR'd his scenes though, because like you can tell that he's talking with those big fucking teeth in his mouth. He's like, "Hey, you guys,"
Well, I think that's kind of cool though. It almost adds to like how painful it is in a way because he's just stretched to the max. Which that was kind of a precursor to his career later on. But
yeah, he's like, "You guys want to go shoot leather buddies with me?"
You guys want to go get your ass blasted?
Yeah. And then, of course, the first time you really get to see any of Jerry's. Well, I guess you kind of get to see it earlier, but Jerry kind of shows off his power to the bouncers in the club because as he's getting away. Like,
yeah,
I think he kills some bouncers, doesn't he?
Yeah, he puts his whole arm through the one, I believe, and
it's just it's hilarious because it's a vampire movie where the vampire eats fruit, right? And when they leave the club, he's driving away in a fucking Jeep with Evil in the back, like, what the fuck? Kind of that's not exactly the cool vampire exit there. He's like fucking Simpsons.
Yeah.
But
too cool, Jerry, too cool. He's probably driving the Jeep because it's the only thing that can fit his fucking head. That's why the fucking cover's taken off of it.
Yeah. He's like, I need something to contain my big fucking brain, my big bulbous head. Like the human bobblehead walked in here and needs a vehicle.
Who's causing trouble? That big head motherfucker.
That's just funny because he's a 400-year-old vampire who can turn into a bat, He
could just fly anyway without turning into a bat, like.
Yeah, I suppose he does have Amy with him though, so he would need a way to transport her. So maybe the Jeep made sense.
Yeah.
It's just a funny scene because it's just like some punk kids drive, as a 400-year-old vampire in a Jeep.
Yeah, it's not very sinister how he gets away.
No,
Not by any means.
It should have had like the
That
horn
brings-
should have did like the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
That brings back the whole thing about him just having like a 5th grade sense of humor and just going, blah, we out of here. As he's driving away.
Yeah. His horn just goes, Aruga.
Yeah. Charlie's like, who the fuck is this guy?
So after that, Charlie has no one to turn to because his best friend's been turned into a vampire. His neighbor vampire stole his girl. So all he's got left is Peter Vincent.
Yep. Tried and true.
So he goes to try to get help from Peter, but Peter's like, fuck this, I'm leaving.
Peter's in there fucking Peter's in there carving backward steaks.
Yeah, he's like, I can't. He's got to
Sure
put
you
the
want my
points on
help?
both ends.
Yeah.
He's got to put the points on both ends in case he's. That's not a bad move, honestly. Sharpening both ends. I would just, if I were going to be a vampire hunter, I would make like an industrial sized pencil sharpener to where you could just stick the ends of the stakes in there and it would sharpen it for you. Maybe.
Yeah.
But when Jerry's got Amy at his house, this is what I was talking about earlier about. Apparently, well, he puts on the music for sexy time. He's time
Love
to get
and
sexy.
marriage.
Hello, yeah, it's fucking. That would be so funny. Love and marriage. He's just banging Amy to the fucking theme song for Married with Children.
Yeah.
But we have this ongoing thing where when in these movies when the girls are supposed to be dead, they unironically look better. Right?
Yeah. Right.
They look sexier. Well, it's very true in this movie because they took Marcy Darcy and gave her long hair, but something I didn't notice, which I looked up and then I was like, I get it now. After she got turned into a vampire, they put fake titties on her.
Oh.
Did you notice that?
No. That's fucking silly as fuck, though.
Apparently,
everything inflates.
Yeah. Well, apparently, Amanda
he's not sucking her blood; he's blowing her up.
Well, shit. If I could fucking turn girls into vampires and it made their boobs bigger, there would be no human women left. Well, apparently, Amanda Beers, however you say her last name, Spears, she used to go around to conventions with the silicone fake titties.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't think she was wearing them, but she would take them with her and get people to get pictures with them. I don't.
Elvira did that. There was a guy.
Elvira did?
Well, there was a guy at a horror show. She had auctioned off a cast of her boobs, and some dude ended up winning the bid for it. And he was actually set up at a booth. He made t-shirts and stuff. And if you bought like 2 shirts, he'd give you a peek underneath the curtain to see them. And she came and autographed them. Yeah, it was funny as shit.
Google that.
Yeah, it was funny. It's cool though. I don't know.
Yeah. Jerry bites Amy and turns her into a vampire instead
Inflates
of banging
her boobs.
her. And makes her boobs bigger. Which I knew there was something. I was like, how the fuck did that? Why does she look better?
Remember the scene I was talking about earlier? Like where I think he fucking rammed his finger up in her because he's like when he's like getting her all dressed down and everything, he like puts his hand down and you just see his like arm like shift, right? And she goes, and he's like,
He's
but
like,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
found
Like, and he like looked at her like, oh no. So I don't know if he went into the wrong spot or if he was like, oh, you're a virgin.
yeah.
It's
Oh
such
yeah,
a
she was
weird
a virgin.
scene. Yeah. It's such a weird little scene, but I don't know. The wrong hole. he's
Yeah.
like, oh shit. Oh shit.
He did the shocker with those
Yeah,
long
he's
ass
like-
fingers.
Yeah.
You
He's
know,
like,
two in
oops.
the pink and one in the stink.
4 knuckles deep. Oh,
I
my
get
fucking
all
God.
the way down to the first knuckle. Blah. All the while, the Married with Children theme is playing in the background.
Yeah. Camera pans up and it's Jerry in front of the fountain in that picture. It's a big giant painting.
He's got like Al Bundy cosplay on.
Yeah. That fucking Jeep he's driving out in that Rambler or whatever the fuck Al Bundy's always driving.
He's
Is it
just
fucking
got
Dodge?
Amy at the house fitting her for shoes. Those are some big ass feet you got.
Yeah.
They match your new titties.
Oh my God. All right. So Peter and Charlie show up at Jerry's house and try to sneak in, right? They're trying to be
Yeah.
they're trying to be super sly, right?
He's trying to use his bathroom.
Yeah.
Go flush the toilet. He'll hear you. But of course, Jerry stops him at the steps, and the old Peter holds up the cross, and it has no effect on Jerry because
You
Peter
gotta have
has
faith.
no faith.
When he holds it
I
up, he
would
goes,
think-
that goofy ass laugh.
Darn.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I would think that whole subplot with the faith thing would have went out the window as soon as he saw that he didn't show up in a reflection of his mirror, because at that point, I would think that Peter would have faith. He'd be like, well, vampires are real, so
I'm sure
You know.
after, if he was smart, he would have went home and started sucking down some faith just to get his shit up fucking back after seeing that.
Yeah, I would think that at this point in the movie that Peter believes, but whatever.
He's
That's
there
not-
at the church getting teabagged, like, please, I need more.
I know what they do in these churches. Go ahead and knock yourself out.
Holy
But-
shit.
Billy comes in to save Jerry
Mm-hmm.
and knocks Charlie the fuck out.
Fuck yeah, he does. And he just keeps creeping up to Peter, and he starts shooting him. And nothing's happening. He has, or Jerry has him. What's he say? He's like, rise or something, or what's he say to him?
I
When
don't know.
He says something like before he leaves. He like says something, and then he ran away.
Well, talking about Billy, I know that that whole scene this is where nobody can ever really agree on what Billy is, because Billy, he's clearly immortal ish, you know.
Yeah.
But he's not a vampire because he can go out in a day. But then Peter empties the fucking gun into him, and he doesn't die until Charlie. Is it Charlie that stakes him? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Charlie stakes Billy, and then
Mm-hmm.
Billy kind of melts.
Yeah, he
like,
melts and then
melts
turns into
into
sand, dehydrates,
yeah.
then turns
Yeah,
it,
so I
and then
saw
turns into a bunch of chicken wing bones.
well, I did see that there were theories that maybe Billy is a golem that Jerry made,
Mm-hmm.
so that would make sense to why he well, it wouldn't explain why he is a necrophiliac, but
That's just his
it would
hobby.
explain.
That's just a hobby.
Yeah, he just does that for funsies,
Well,
right?
he's got to give him an outlet. I mean, you don't make a golem and not give him an outlet; they get frustrated.
Yeah, you got to get the demons out somehow. He's got to have that post nut clarity.
Yeah, they get backed up quick. And then they just don't think right.
Or he's just going to start doing irrational stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of his normal everyday.
He won't be setting the clocks ahead when they need. He won't be dusting and
daylight saving after 400 years. Daylight savings time is what kills Jerry.
yeah.
You didn't set the clocks back, you dickhead. Jerry escapes to the basement and somehow just kind of puts himself in the coffin, right?
So Peter takes off out of Jerry's and runs to Charlie's house so he can call the police. And he's in there and he's calling for Charlie's mom, I believe, but there's no one home. And he makes his way up to the bedroom to use the phone. I don't know, instead of just looking for the closest phone, but he ends up in the mother's room, right? And
that's where I would have went.
And he sees a lump on the bed and he's like, what the fuck?
He's like, oh yeah. But little does he know it's a leather buddy. A leather daddy.
It's one of his first attempts.
There's a bear in the bed.
So Evil jumps up and he's wearing a fucking red wig or mop fucking head on his head. And
he's got like a bonnet on, doesn't he? Like Little
no,
Red Riding Hood.
Maybe. I think it was like a mop head or some shit. And
oh yeah, he does. Yeah, like he looks kind of like Raggedy Ann or something.
Yeah. And reads the note to Peter about the dinner being in the oven.
Where is Charlie's mother?
Oh, well, apparently she's working nights. But she left a note. Here's dinner's in the oven.
And then starts coming after Peter, and Peter runs, and he's in the hallway, and out comes this wolf, and it's coming after
off
him.
Screen.
Yeah. And he sees them come out towards him, and he like tackles them over that railing, and then they end up hitting the ground. And
he's like holding a piece of the banister in his hand, and like Evil jumps on it and impales himself.
Yeah, that's what.
Even though you don't get to see the wolf transformation, but you do kind of get to see the reverse where he's trying to turn back into his human form.
Yeah, because the curse has been lifted. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the saddest scenes ever, by the way. Like, for what, as weird as it sounds, like it's a sad fucking scene.
Yeah, it is. It is in the middle of a horror comedy. It is pretty sad in contrast.
But the makeup is phenomenal. Again, like the deformation is just incredible. Very very cool.
They did great with the makeup on this. But I heard that the contacts he has in, they were made of like hard plastic and had glitter in it.
Oh
I
yeah,
was like, fuck that.
yeah. And there were scaleras
That
too, because
like,
they filled all his whole eye. I'm sure.
well, like Billy, the scene where he's like, when he turns to goo, apparently he had contacts for both his eyes, but one of them, they had to take one out because he was blind, and like they had all kinds of issues with the contacts in this movie.
Wow,
And
the
man,
contacts
in
made
the
him
80s,
blind.
no, like he couldn't
Oh,
see, but when they were
oh,
in, that's why
oh.
they,
Okay. I was like,
he had to take one of them out so he could see.
yeah,
So he only has like his eyes are two different colors.
yeah.
But yeah, contacts in the 80s were crazy because they like did
Mm-hmm.
that in Evil Dead also. Like
Mm-hmm.
that scene where um Ash's eye turns all milky, or it's
Yeah,
like
he's got the
clouded
whiteout
when he
contacts.
turns
Yeah.
in Evil Dead 2,
Mm-hmm.
when his
Yeah.
eye goes from white to human again. It's like they put like milk in it and played it in reverse. But yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, could you imagine the bullshit? Because if you've ever worn contacts, they're not comfortable today.
No, they're not.
Imagine in the 80s.
Yeah, there's that scene
I don't
in
know.
the for Thriller, and you get to watch the behind the
Yeah.
scenes and stuff where he's doing the werewolf and they're putting those contacts in his eyes and they're those hard fucking plastic scaleras.
Yeah,
It looks
it's like they
so ungodly painful.
yeah, it looks like they cut a goddamn ping pong ball in half. It's
Fucking cram it in
crazy.
there. Yeah, it's fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
Yep. Champs. But
Champs.
yeah, he turns back into dead evil and decides, it's time to go do some high
Time to get
quality
some
movies.
better things in my mouth.
Yep, that's baby oil. Because when he turns back into human form, he's like covered in baby oil. He's
Yeah.
shiny. So maybe he liked
His
it.
true
Maybe
form. Yeah.
he was like, it's awakened something in me. He was
Yeah.
confused because Married with Children was playing on the radio
Yeah.
the whole goddamn time.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You do the thespian.
The thespian. Away.
But Jerry, how did Jerry runs to the basement to get away, and then he just gets in the coffin? Why do they do that in vampire movies? Like, that's where they're gonna look for you at. You're
Right.
not that's not inconspicuous.
I always thought is to like recharge their powers and stuff, and he knew clocks were ticking. You know what I'm saying? As
Yeah.
far as how long he could stay awake. He
Well,
had
it's just
Jerry in
it's
with Amy blasting Married with Children music, so he's going crazy. That's why then he starts screaming.
well, it's just funny because when they open the casket, he's asleep.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
was out. Like no goddamn no he doesn't need any kind of cricket noises or any
The fan having a fan
nature
on.
sound. Yeah, he don't have a fan on in the window, any kind of white noise to go to sleep to. He just runs down, gets in the
He's
casket, and he's out.
he's got a
Boom.
TV down there and it's just playing Married with Children, so he can.
Yeah, he goes to sleep listening to Married with Children. He's got headphones on that's playing it.
It's just.
But he escaped downstairs, all this shit going on in the house, and I
Mhm.
wish I had that kind of control over sleep.
Oh, I know. That'd be great.
He's like, I'm going to sleep now. You know?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you learn a lot in 400 years,
Yeah, I suppose, because there are nights where I have to get up for work early and I'll be laying there like I gotta get the fucking sleep. And then as
Yeah.
soon as I finally get to sleep, I wake up 30 minutes later because I have to piss.
Yeah.
I'm like, son of a bitch. I wonder what happens to Jerry when he has to. You think he just pees himself right in the casket? He
He
can't
probably does.
exactly get out.
Yeah.
There's,
That's a lot of shit to
I
get
guess,
out.
he's got a little hole in the side of it.
He's he's
He just
well, like a
he pees in
bedpan.
a tube.
Yeah.
He's got like, you open up the casket the next morning and he's got Gatorade bottles in there full of piss.
Yeah. It's a little trick his trucker dad showed him.
Yeah. He's making trucker bombs inside his casket.
What a menace.
He can't get out of the casket to take a piss because the sun might get him. So I use the Gatorade bottles because they got the big opening for my fat dick.
Oh my god.
Old
Trucker bomb.
evil evil vampire had to turn into a werewolf wolf man to be able to pee in the Gatorade bottles because his human form dick wouldn't fit in.
He resorted to pissing on trees.
Yeah. Oh man. But this is where Amy comes down to the basement. Look, she's got that big crazy. The makeup effects are fucking awesome. The teeth, she looks fucking awesome.
I love how gnarly they make the teeth in this. It's so cool.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, I mean, they used it for the fucking poster.
Mm-hmm.
The smoky version of it, but yeah,
like the clouds, storm clouds.
Looking better than ever. If I had my choice of Amy's throughout the movie, this is the one I'm picking, and it's not just because of the big titties.
Yeah.
That's not the only reason. Even with that big nasty mouth, she still looks better than she did the rest of the movie.
She comes down and she's the version of Marcy when she became a lesbian.
It'd be funny if when they opened up
she
the
comes
coffin,
out talking shit to him about being a male.
They hear her coming downstairs because her big ass feet. She's clomping on the steps.
Well, he's just wearing fucking flip flop.
I think it'd be funny if when they finally opened the casket that Jerry was sleeping in, if he was mid dick, head of his dick in a bottle of Gatorade, pissing. Close the casket. I'm trying. I need some privacy.
He pulls his blanket up real quick.
Out. Huh?
He pulls his blanket up real quick like he wasn't doing anything.
He's got the green ecto cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, that's funny. That my mind just went there because Ghostbusters. Because the bat that he turns into was originally from the movie Ghostbusters, but they didn't use it because it was too scary looking or whatever.
No shit, I didn't know that. That's fun.
Yeah. So they ended up using it for this instead. But it's just funny because for whatever reason I thought the ecto cooler. I think that was High C anyway.
It's High C, yeah.
Gatorade. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you.
But
could
it would be
pee
funny if he was pissing in High C boxes.
I don't know how you could do that. You'd have to cut a slit in it.
Yeah, you'd have to pop the top like a milk carton,
or put the straw in the end of your penis,
like a catheter.
Stick the straw yeah,
He
use the
catheters himself into high C boxes before he
catheters.
goes to sleep.
Maybe he does do that, because if he pisses the bed, if you stuck the if you stuck the straw of a high C up your penis, you could just go to sleep, and if you peed, it would just go
Yeah.
inside the little ecto inside the high C box.
He's so old. He's like elderly
Bag.
to where he's so old to where he does have to have a catheter to so he's not like
Because he pisses
incontinent.
himself.
Incontinent.
It'd be so fucking funny if when Jerry wakes up, he's so old, he's like got piss all over him, and his hair is like all greasy, and
He's got to get fucking.
he's
He
got
wears his
bedhead.
Depends.
You never see a vampire in a movie with bedhead.
Nope.
He'll wake up with greasy bedhead hair and a fucking adult diaper on.
Adult, yeah.
Because if he's, although Jerry, because we didn't mention this, he eats fruit because that was Chris Sarandon's idea apparently, with the
I love
saying
that.
Yeah, it's
Because
cool.
of fruit bats.
Yeah, he said he's got like fruit bat DNA, so he's eating fruit throughout the movie. But that being said, a normal vampire that only drinks blood, in theory, might only piss. But Jerry is a vampire that also takes shits because he's eating all the fruit.
There's like bat guano all around the fucking basement.
He's making guano bowls. Oh yeah, because his voice is kind of like Ace Ventura when he gets shot with the trank darts.
Yeah.
3 darts is too much.
So yeah, that's Charlie.
But he's a hard fucking vampire to kill, isn't he? They fucking stake him. It doesn't do shit. Did he miss his heart? Is that what?
No, he just did it backwards again.
Yeah, he just kind of bonked him with it. Bonk.
Okay, I can't seem to get this. I can't seem to get these stakes straight.
3 steaks is too much.
And Jerry like rises up out of his bed. And he's in his Depends.
Fucking he's so old that his Billy didn't get him the Manscaped
his balls are hanging out the side of his Depends. Like,
he's got like fucking pubic hair sticking out the side of his diaper. His fucking pubes are so long and gnarly.
His balls are hanging down like to his knees, like Johnny Knoxville when he's playing the bad grandpa.
Yeah.
Super long ball sack.
Oh shit! Still dressed like Al Bundy.
Yeah.
He didn't have time to change all this bullshit that was happening.
I know. Everything. Exciting night for Jerry.
You know what though? Good on him though. At least he got to his coffin before the sun came up.
Yeah.
That's not like we can't say that for the guys in Near Dark. But Jerry has all the clocks.
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit, time to get to bed.
He's gonna have to hire somebody else to fucking set them all when everything goes back.
He runs to the kitchen and grabs a Gatorade bottle. Like, what's he doing?
Yeah. That's why I flew by him. It's almost time for night.
It's time to go to bed. He just slides his fucking dick in the bottle. Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ!
And supposedly Amy turns back to normal, because they finally kill Jerry by smashing all the windows.
Yeah, because it was morning.
Which I would have to watch the movie again, but they're in the basement, and typically, I bet if you look at that house from the outside, it doesn't even look like it would have any windows.
Mm-hmm.
But like my basement does. I've got windows, but they're not like that. Like they light up the whole goddamn basement with
Yeah.
it's like they're standing in a
Well, they're
fucking
all
church or
painted black, though.
Yeah.
Billy painted them all black. But there's a shit ton
But
of windows.
Yeah. Yeah, but sun is what finally does Jerry in.
Which was a
because
pretty
all the
cool
others.
ending scene. Like when he gets blasted into the wall with all the light. When he goes into like the big bat version of himself. I always thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and kind of melts, kind of.
Yeah. He
Turns
just catches
into-
fire. He's like,
He looks like-
Amy!
Yeah, he looks like the gremlins when they die.
Mm-hmm.
They get
Yeah.
melted and shit.
Maybe he's got that DNA in him too. That's why it was so mischievous.
Evil was a fruit bat.
Evil became a fruit bat.
Evil became a fruit. I want to suck your penis. Play. It'd be funny if he did a version of Fright Night.
I want to blast your ass.
I want to have your penis.
I want to ride you. What was it? Latin cock rockets?
High five.
What the fuck?
It was Latin crotch rockets.
Latin crotch rockets.
I want to star in the new movie Butt Machine Boys. Leather buddies.
Leather bloodies.
There's Butt Blazer. I don't know what that movie could be about. I wonder what this movie called Buff and Gay is about.
Yeah. I wonder what the focus is.
I need to look up the IMDb descriptions of some of these. Latin crotch rockets. Virtual stud. Just look up the oh.
God damn.
Anyway, did you know that because the movie kind of bookends itself, because it kind of ends like it began with the two of them making out, Amy and Charlie, watching Fright Night again.
Yep. And then
and we know that Peter Vincent was fired, right? So how is he back in Fright Night? I don't know. Well,
maybe this run-in with a vampire, gave him a boost of confidence that he was looking for.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fright Night Theater.
This is Peter Vincent, back once more with you as host of Fright Night. I thought I'd let the vampires rest for a little while. Right, Charlie?
Well, I got a couple points here, because apparently in the book it says the reason that Peter's hosting Fright Night is because one of the stagehands got the job and the teen audience was outraged and Peter was back by public demand. So,
oh, yeah.
That's why he's back on Fright Night. And the other thing is, there's an alternate ending here where the original ending to the movie was, and I believe they shot this. I have to look and see if I can find the footage. But apparently, the original ending of Fright Night, Peter Vincent turns into a vampire during this scene when he's on Fright Night. And the studio didn't want like the sad ending or whatever. So they switched it to just be more happy, where he's just hosting Fright Night again. And
well, it opened up for the sequel of it too, which I'm sure we'll cover at some point.
Yeah, and the movie kind of ends again with you see the glowing eyes from Jerry's house, and Evil's laughing. Doesn't he? He does say, he says, "You're so cool, Brewster."
Yeah, that's what it ends on, I believe.
Yeah, it ends with that. So yeah. because the story was apparently in part 3 that they never got to make was evil was living at Jerry's house trying to resurrect him.
Huh.
Something like that. I forget all the details, but yeah,
That could have
it
been
had
pretty cool,
evil.
actually.
Yeah, it had evil in it, and he was supposedly trying to resurrect Jerry.
Charlie's like looking through the window and he sees evil in the window, and instead of like a woman, it's his leather buddy. They're filming porn scenes, and they're filming porn scenes in that room now.
It looks like the basement scene in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Evil's just all in leather.
Holy shit.
But you know, the part 3, obviously the Menendez brothers fucked that up.
Yeah.
So there's your little tie to true crime with the Fright Night movie.
I didn't even know. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. But anyway,
this movie's phenomenal. Definitely watch it. It's one of the funnest vampire movies, I think.
Yeah, I agree. It's great. It holds up too.
Yeah.
Even though I think there were a few. There's maybe I might have cast Amy with somebody else. I think that was the only person in the whole movie that I think I would have rather have had somebody else in that role. But
yeah,
whatever. It didn't hurt the movie. Still great.
Yeah.
And Evil Ed is definitely the standout for me.
Yeah.
He's a character that I wish we would have seen more movies with him in.
Yeah, we got 976 Evil, so that's cool. And he essentially turns into
there are
that same
more movies
character.
But there's plenty more movies with him, but
not like this. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I am not going to watch them.
It is funny that it's 976 Evil. You know what I'm saying?
Know.
Because, considering like what his career went to, you know what I'm saying? That could have been a title of one of his later movies.
Well, growing up, just from the title, I always thought it was kind of tied to this movie, but it's not. That's weird. But anyway, that was Fright Night. Watch it if you haven't seen it.
Absolutely. Tell us your thoughts. You want to email us? What's our email?
deadnotespodcast@gmail.com. Don't be sending it to deadnotes@gmail.com. It'll get lost in the void with the other ones. But until next time, bye.
See you later. Goodbye.